Yo, this is your boy Space Gamer here, and today I want to talk about Call of Duty 2022. So it looks like we already had the trailer just dropped down about less than a half hour ago, and I just want to talk about like some speculations, what I think about it, and what I hope to see overall in the game that will be released in about I think October. It was like 25th to 30th, but anyway. So one thing I hope they get rid of like the crappy shit and skill based matchmaking. That's been a major issue for many players, and it screws up the entire like multiplayer overall. Really, you know what I mean? And like for example, you might have some high ranking guy that plays a lot of Call of Duty, right? And he's like the top rank. Well, you're only really going to be going against people of that same rank. So really, you're just going to be going to the game, but you're not going to be going against anybody because everybody else is like lower than you. And then skill-based matchmaking goes by you're not going to guess it, skill-based matchmaking. So basically, you're just going to be almost in an empty lobby with 300-pound people that don't even like do anything besides just keep playing the game overall all day, every day. And it's just not going to be very fun because you're only going to be hanging out with the same rank people. Now, you think it might be a good thing, but obviously Call of Duty doesn't accommodate for this, so it becomes a major issue. Alright, another thing, I want to talk about level design, and really overall just map design and etc. Call of Duty usually has this 3-lane linear map design, and it's been talked about in overall, like in other YouTubers, Actman, and more famous Call of Duty YouTubers other than me, of course. And it just sucks. 2019 got a little bit more complex, and that's good. But yet again, you're gonna have just snipers, and you're just gonna have so many issues. Here's the thing: you can't have 3 linear maps because then it's just gonna be garbage. It's not. It's gonna be straight vanilla, no complex, routes. It's left, middle, right, over and over again. And that's just sucks, man. That's just old crappy Call of Duty. And we want better map design. I'm hoping for more paths, but not too many paths where you're just gonna get sniper, camped at spawn. You know what I mean? I think that's for spawning too. Make sure you don't just spawn in the middle in front of a guy right next to you, but right behind you. And just all that crappiness. Another thing I want to talk about would be the guns. Overall, it's not really a main issue, and just gun balance, by the way. Talk about gun balance, too. Gun balance, just make sure it's pretty good. Gun balance also has its own issues. Everybody might go for, like, an OP AK-47 or something like that. Or it might go for a certain weapon, like an M16, which is what they do in COD 4 and Modern Warfare Remastered. You go for a COD, same gun over and over again. And I'm hoping that in the next Call of Duty game, they'll make it, fair. It won't be an issue no more. And it will just overall be balanced, And it's been such an issue when people just using the same weapon, treating it like a shotgun and a sniper in the exact same time. Because it's just not meant to be, It was great for one purpose, but then it balanced all the other things out. It ended up just, being like, why would they use this other weapon when I could just use this weapon, right? And it just defeats the purpose of variety. And that these developers try to have some variety, but if you just have one weapon everybody uses, such as the M16 or the M4 carbine in the COD 4, then it's just going to be lame. It's not going to be any fun. It's just going to be the same thing over and over again. Going to get sniped with some guy with an M16 across the map. So, you just got to level it out in the playing field. You know what I mean? You just got to make sure it's not freaking like, just one gun. Oh, everybody only uses a freaking dual-wield shotgun or something, which is badass. But you can't just have that in the entire game. That's, that's just boring. That's boring. 2 other things I want to talk about is the story. Now, if you looked at my live stream of the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 reveal of the 8th of June today, yeah, it was okay. They could have rendered some scenes a little better. It looks a little poopy, It didn't look all that great. But in other places, it looked really good. It just looked like 2019 graphics, which is fine. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But, I mean, I don't know. It's not the final product. And by the way, I'm talking about graphics for a second. I'm just talking about the graphics of the trailer and what it looked like in the cutscenes after you complete a cool mission, or after you go take away overthrow and hijack a submarine or something. Cool cutscene. Wraps around the plot and makes sense. It makes logical sense and it's continuous. Character-wise, I want same old, really. Captain Price being tough, old, badass, kind of seeing everything kind of guy. British SAS and all that cool stuff. So I'm happy to see him back. I don't think they're gonna. I don't know if they're gonna bring back the same voice actor. I have to look into it. Maybe I'll put it in a comment to see if it's the same voice actor. Ghost, I'm not even too sure either. I have to look into that either. Or it might not even be in the description yet. Maybe they don't want to ruin the mystery. Just have a good plot. Basically just do the same thing you almost did in 2019, but make sure it's not the same thing that you did in 2019, right? You want a new antagonist. Though more than happy to bring back some of the old characters like Mac Ruff and all those cool guys. Assad too. Bring back Assad from COD 4. I don't think he was in COD 4. I could be wrong, but I don't remember him. Seeing him. Maybe he was. I don't think so though. Kind of had a substitute for somebody else to replace him, and it was like I said, it was a good campaign, and I'm very happy. It was probably one of the best we've gotten. Well, at least in my opinion. Maybe Infinite Warfare is pretty good, but I would say MW3 had the best campaign. One of the best too in the last couple of years. Though everything else is up to your own opinion. Spec Ops was awesome though. Best Spec Ops we ever got. Even defeats Modern Warfare 2's Spec Ops. But anyway, I'm going to overboard. I'm talking about something not as relevant. Like I said, you have a good plot. Make sure it's continuous, and do what you do. Call of Duty. Make sure it makes sense, and make it fun. Right? I mean, it doesn't just don't make it too Hollywood. Make some realism into it. Don't make it too realistic. We don't want we're not asking for a tactical simulator, right? You know what I mean? We're not talking about freaking just check those corners every time. You know what I mean? They'll have that, but don't make it too extreme. We don't want Rainbow Six Siege, right? That's too boring. Sometimes it gets too boring. Anyway, but yeah, that's what I gotta say about the plot. Make sure it makes sense, and don't make it don't ruin it. You have a good foundation with 2019, so don't ruin it now. You have it. It's there. So just continue along with it. Make it fun. And that part is really all I gotta say. I think in the next part we're gonna talk about Spec Ops. Now, Spec Ops started with Modern Warfare 2. It's just a little context. Started with Modern Warfare 2 back in 2009, and it was pretty fun. It was kind of quick PvE experience. Had a couple cool missions. I'm sorry, not just a couple. It had 23, I believe, good missions. It was awesome, right? You had stars. The hardest difficulty you did, you got more stars. Achievement. Just for those completionists, right? A lot of completionists love to play those. And so do I myself. But I'm more MW3. Spec Ops. So make sure. Okay, so 2019 had a horrible Spec Ops. It was just boring, especially survival mode. They diverge Spec Ops into 2 sections. You have survival, and then you just have the other side of Spec Ops where you do these cool missions or whatever, take over a submarine or something, or go just kill some VIP guy or go after a vehicle and or a convoy or whatever. Make sure it's not freaking overpowered and too difficult, because it was horrible. This, talking about level and map design, and 2019 is, Spec Ops. It was pretty bad, honestly. It was horrible. It just wasn't fun. You just got, as soon as you spawn, you're getting shot at in a freaking helicopter by some guy with Islamic guy with freaking suicide bomber vest attached to him, freaking AKs. And that stuff's cool, but don't make it stupid. Don't make it stupid. Make it fair, And it was horrible. You would just go to one area, you'd be fine for 10 minutes, right? And all of a sudden you go to the area, and the game just throws a giant bucket of diarrhea at you. That's not fun. That's lame. No one wants that. So make sure to basically have good AI and good level design. Because last time, oh dude, by the way, you didn't watch Ackman's video. If you haven't, please watch it. It was really good. And it was a really good review. That came out a couple years ago. But basically, what he says, it was so bad. It was the worst Spec Ops. I think it was the worst PvE experience besides maybe COD Ghost that Call of Duty has ever had. Ever. It was horrible. So just make good AI. Just make good AI and make sure it's fair. Don't make it stupid. That was horrible. It had freedom. You could go wherever you wanted, technically, if you weren't getting shot at from freaking 5 different directions. But the issue is, it was overpowered. The AI was too overpowered. It felt unfair, and they would just spawn them at random. You know, like, for example, you would clear one area, and you'd be like, okay, cool, let's move on to the next area, let's do our objective. And you turn your back around, and all of a sudden there's like 10 more guys, or something like that. Maybe 20, 30, 40. You know, it's just, it goes crazy. It doesn't make any sense. And it should make sense. If you're clearing an area, you shouldn't have like 30 people that just spawn at random because the game AI is retarded. And it's just, it's horrible. So, really, that's all I got to say about Spec Ops. Make sure it's fun. Make sure level design, map design's awesome. I mean, some of it was kind of cool. Like, you were going in the airplane, right? And that part of the mission was really sick. And then as soon as you jump out of the airplane, you land on the ground, and all of a sudden you have 50 guys shooting at you. You know? And that's just, like I said, lame. And I know I'm repeating myself like a broken disc, but I cannot emphasize that enough. It was just really bad. You know, so just you can make it a little Hollywood, like I said before, but make sure that, you know, it's fair to the player and not too stupid. Alright, that's all I really gotta say for right now. That's my not really speculation. Well, okay, actually, let's talk about speculation for right now. For real fast. I was about to end the video, but you know what? I want to talk about this real fast. My speculations, forgot about it. Speculations-wise, I think it's gonna have a good campaign. I don't know, if I had to go by trailer experience, I'm not whole that impressed, but you know, can't say nothing until the game comes out, right, in October. So, graphically, it looks the same. They use the same engine for the last 3 games, so it looks okay. I think it's going to have an awesome set of characters. Hopefully they don't go for this SJW feminism, you know, thing. That was lame. Don't ever do that. Don't ever obey and get Twitter points just because a bunch of SJW feminists want more diversity more than actually a good story. So don't fall into that same trap. So overall, I think it's going to be a good story. And I think it's going to be a good plot. Multiplayer-wise, I'm not too sure. We'll have to see. We'll see it, but what their lessons they've learned from COD 4, and see if it's really fun. Like gameplay-wise, it was really fun. Like, you know, you as the guy shooting with a gun, just blasting everybody, and like Shipment or something. I don't know if they had Shipment. Maybe they did. I can't remember. But you know, I mean, that part was like fun. It felt real when you're shooting somebody. You know what I mean? It felt real. It felt authentic. But you know, it was just a map that kept it down to like maybe 6 or 7 out of 10 probably for me if I had to give it a score. 1 out of 10, you know what I mean? I would give it a 7 out of 10 multiplayer wise. So that's my speculations. Spec Ops, we'll have to see. I really just wish they would just go back to MW3 type, you know, make a good survival mode. And just make it overall fun, you know? So, just make the game fun. Please, for the love of God, just make the game fun. Oh, God. Well, we'll have to see, man. We'll really just have to see. Anyway, I hope to make more videos like this. I think this is going to be interesting. I just want to keep trying, you know? I just want to see how this goes. And see, you know, if anybody watches, right? Nah, I'm just joking. But, for real, though, hope you enjoy. Smash that like button. If you dislike it, well, only I can see it, so don't even bother at this point, right? Because YouTube Incorporated wants to freaking just censorship. Don't even get me started on that. But anyway, hope you have a great day, and see you later, boys.